This is Paula from Plantland with another one in our series about growing individual vegetables. And today we're going to talk about lettuce and other kinds of greens. Lettuce is something you actually are really close to being able to grow outdoors now here in Montana. You'll see on our soil temperature chart that's online, you'll see that lettuce actually will germinate at soil temperatures as low as 35 degrees. And they will germinate fairly well at temperatures between 40 and 50 degrees. Remember, we're out testing our gardens with our soil thermometers this time of year, because this is the time of year we want to know what's happening. For a crop like lettuce, if you can get at least, my raised beds right now are right about at 40 degrees. We're in the third week of March. My raised beds are reading 40 degrees for soil temperature, which is pretty good. Now I'm down on Flathead Lake, which means I'm a little warmer than a lot of other parts of the valley. Going to review just real quick the same things again. You can, if you have snow on your garden beds, you can go out and shovel that snow off so that it gets off quicker and your beds will warm up faster. You can go out and put black poly in the form of just black garbage sacks over the soil and pin it down with rocks or landscape staples to just get some warmth into your soil. Lettuce, Plantland has lettuce already started and going. It's not out for sale yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be very, very soon because these are certainly getting to saleable sizes. This is a nice mix in a 6-pack. I'm going to take this home and I'm going to plant it in just a bowl about this big and put it in a windowsill, and we'll start having fresh greens. This next week is predicted to have a little bit of unsettled weather. We're going to have some colder nighttime temperatures. Our daytime temperatures aren't bad. They're in the 40s and low 50s, but our nighttime temperatures are going to go below freezing to 24, 25 degrees. So I won't put this out just yet, but I will the week after when we're forecast to be in the 60s and have some pretty warm nighttime temperatures. I'll harden this off by putting it outside a little bit during the day, bringing it in at night. And because this is a fairly cold tolerant, frost tolerant vegetable, we'll put it do that for only 2 or 3 days before that vegetable bowl, that lettuce bowl, gets to just sit and live out on the patio. One of the things to know about lettuce is that it's another one of our vegetables that will tolerate growing in light shade. And when we mean light shade, we don't mean deep shade or full shade. What we mean is either dappled sunlight, where there's a little bit of shade coming from some trees that aren't too thick, that aren't too heavy, or we mean the kind of thing where you've got pretty good sun in the morning, not very good sun in the afternoon, the hottest sun of the afternoon. That is light enough shade that vegetable like lettuce will grow perfectly fine in it. So it's a good choice for parts of your garden that may not be optimal for good sun. Lettuce, where's my lettuce seed? It's just one of the greens we grow. So in lettuce, we have Chef's Medley here, which is this sort of mixture where you're getting quite a few different kinds of lettuces all mixed together, so you've got a salad built in. This is Little Gem romaine lettuce. This is a slightly smaller kind of romaine head that you can grow here pretty easily. And of course, good old spinach and Swiss chard, both of which you can plant when the ground is usually somewhere between 45 and 50 degrees consistently. You can get both these things in and get them started going and get started eating some fresh greens from your own garden. Lettuce and spinach and Swiss chard are all things that when we get to the hotter days of summer do what we call bolt. And what it is they don't like, once our nighttime temperatures start to consistently be in that 65, 70 degree range where we're just not going down very cool at night, the lettuce will send up a stalk that kind of looks like a flower stalk, and that's called bolting. And what it means for your lettuce is, though, even though there may still be leaves on the plant, they're going to be more bitter and not very tasty. So we usually think of lettuce as something we grow all season, or grow in the earlier part of the season, and don't grow in the hottest days of summer. If you want to grow like a little lettuce bowl or something so that you continue to have fresh greens the whole rest of the summer, you've got to come up with some kind of strategy to keep the roots cool. It's not that the sun is hitting the leaves and burning them and is too hot. It's that the roots of the plant are too warm or cooking or just getting cooked. You can keep roots cool with mulch. You can keep it cool with light shade. You can keep it cool. We've talked before about different kinds of containers. Plastic is one of the worst kind of containers as far as heating up roots. A big heavy ceramic pot, it does a much better job of keeping roots cool. The other thing to talk about a little bit with lettuce is that you have to harvest it. If you grow it and you don't harvest it, it's going to eventually start to go to flower. It's going to not be, the leaves are going to get older and bitter and kind of woody. You've got to keep harvesting lettuce in order to, and Swiss chard and spinach, in order for it to keep producing, in order for it to taste good. Michelle has got some great little microgreen containers, kits that she's selling this year here. If you're really anxious to start eating some fresh greens you've grown yourself, the microgreens, we did a class on them once before, and I think there's a handout online about microgreens that we wrote. Really good thing to write up, or a really good thing to read up about. And she's got a little kit that's all put together, and we sell some really specific seeds. Lettuce is a really easy plant to grow. It's another one that's a great one for beginning gardeners. It's another one that's great for somebody that doesn't have much space for gardening, because like I say, you can take something like this and put it in a relatively small bowl and just keep it in the corner of the patio, corner of the deck, and you'll have fresh greens for a good part of the summer. So lettuce is something we need to think about getting some seeds sown really soon here and get going on our gardening for this season. I hope you're all out there doing some gardening and some work in your gardens. This is Paula from Plantland, and happy gardening.